you call with a problem, the furnace starts working again.
That's exactly what's going on. Are we ready?
I think we're good to go.
No, it's back. Give it to the quarterback. No, we got the running back.
Well, look at this. Two of my favorite people in the world talking to each other.
Straight off the couch. I'm exhausted.
You know what, Al? I'm exhausted too, but we only got a couple more weeks left, and I'm both confused and happy about that. Before we get too far, though, let me bring in my partner, my broadcast partner, the aristocratic and amiable Adam Weidel. Adam, how are you?
Oh, that was a good one.
I got my notepad here, man.
Oh, you get the notepad.
Yeah.
I'm doing good, Terry. We had a fantastic weekend of games, and things are starting to really look like we know who's who in an interesting year of a lot of teams that didn't make the playoffs that we thought were contenders, and a lot of dark horses that we thought were contenders. The cream of the crop has risen to the top at this point.
We're reaching the end of our 5-month-long journey, and there's a couple of weeks left, so let's just launch right into it, shall we? We had the divisional round this weekend, Saturday afternoon game, the Bills of Buffalo going into Denver to play the Broncos and poor Josh Allen.
I mean, excellent game.
Really was.
It really was a good game.
Yeah.
No complaints on the game. I know there's a lot of complaints on reffing and that sort of stuff. And you and I had conversations via text during that game on questioning some things. And, I'm actually going to hand it to the referees on this one. They didn't get involved too much. They let playoff football be playoff football. There was a lot of hand fighting. They could have called a pile of pass interference calls, but they didn't.
Is it just me, or does it seem to you that as the playoffs progress deeper and deeper, the officiating becomes less and less hands-on?
It's almost like they're ready for their Cancun vacation.
Now, I wonder if it's that or the league going, okay, let's let them play.
I think you have to let them play at this point. I saw pass interference calls that could have went either way. They could have been offensive or defensive, but there was no flag.
And final score on that one was Buffalo 30, Bills 33. However,
in OT.
In overtime. However, the Broncos lost Bo Nix to a broken ankle the very last play that he was on the field with.
Yeah, second last play of the game. Joey Bosa comes in and I guess hit him hard enough that broke his ankle.
And I talking to Bradshaw, because but he ran off the field. Yeah, adrenaline. He's all pumped up. He knows he's going to win the game. Yeah,
and that's another call that the refs didn't bother with. That could have been a rough in the passer. It wasn't. There was another call where there was holding in the end zone in overtime, and Josh Allen was in the end zone, and
could have been a safety.
If they call the holding, it's a safety. So they let that go. And, then there was the questionable catch interception.
And there was a similar catch interception in the Bears-Rams game.
Not the same.
But not the same.
We'll talk about that. From the 27 different angles I watched it in high speed, it happens so fast in high speed. Like, they slow it down so much.
They have to. They almost got to go frame by frame, yeah.
They went frame by frame, and, I agree that it was the right call on the field. Not hating on either team. I didn't have a horse in this race. Brandon Cooks had no control of the ball. He did, then he didn't, then he did. And when he hit the ground, the receiver or the defender was on him, and the ball came out. And he knew. You could tell by his expression.
He knew, yeah. Because he knew. You got to maintain control through the ground. That's the rule. So
Buffalo fans are pissed about that, and they're saying, "Oh, that's a catch." And there's a lot of questions on
Buffalo
what a catch is.
Today, Buffalo, in response to the outcome of this game, fired their head coach. They probably just feel they need to try something different, a la the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with John Gruden.
So 9 years with the Bills, He did change the culture.
He did.
You have to give them props. I mean, the Bills have been in the playoffs, what, 8 years in a row? So, I mean, he did something there. But I think from a owner perspective, even though I don't think this was a coaching issue in this game,
not at all.
I don't think he compared to Sean Payton when it came to coaching. I think Payton was the superior coach in this game. The Bills had the talent.
They did, and they just poor Buffalo just can't get over it.
It's a curse, man.
It's the smoking man from the X-Files. That brings us to the late game Saturday evening. The Niners and the Seahawks, and the Seahawks.
What a start!
The Seahawks just have the Niners number, man. They just
what a start to this game. 13 seconds in, it's a run back for touchdown off the opening kick.
Yeah, and then it was like the Seahawks just pinned their ears back and went after Brock Purdy after that. There was no holding them back after that.
No, this game wasn't much to watch, and it's funny. I don't know if we can find the picture and post it up on the Straight Off the Couch Facebook page. Facebook.com/straightoffthecouch. But there was a guy that was holding a sign dressed in 49ers garb, and he's like, "We're going for 6," meaning a 6th championship.
Right.
And then
right.
the scoreboard's right above him, and it says San Francisco 6. That's the only points. That's the only points that they got that game was 2 field goals.
He was being prophetic.
Yeah. I just thought it was quite hilarious.
I was texting with both you and Bratchard and Damon, and all three of you guys were like, "I think I'm going to turn this off. This is boring." About the same time, all three of you were like, "This is going nowhere."
Yeah, I think my exact words were, "I've never turned off a playoff game, but I think tonight's the night," or something along those lines.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe how bad, how lopsided a playoff game was. So this was a snoozer. Seahawks are for real. This was one of the ones that we talked about last week. Is the bye going to help the team or not? I think it helped them.
In this case, yes, absolutely. That brings us to the Sunday games. The early game on Sunday, the Texans flew from Houston to Foxborough to take on the Patriots, and the Texans were never really in this game.
So this was Adams shit in a brick 3.5 hour window. You even text me as I was pulling in the driveway to catch the kickoff, and you're just like, the nerves hitting you yet? And I was like, no, they weren't. But as soon as I walked in the door, that TV was on. I left all the groceries in the vehicle, and just to see if the ball had been kicked yet, and it hadn't. So then I ran out and got the groceries, and by the time I got them all in, they were done with all the national anthem and everything, and Houston game on.
Houston committed 6 turnovers.
Yeah, and we have to. I mean, the Patriots weren't good there either. They committed a few turnovers of their own.
True.
I think there was 9 turnovers in this game
for the whole game. But C.J. Stroud in this game was a liability. He was not an asset.
C.J. Stroud does not look like a playoff caliber quarterback. And what's really strange is that they've done this song and dance for 3 years in a row. They've made it to the wild card round, and they won one, and then they've been eliminated in the wild card round.
This is one of those instances where the defense is going to take the offense behind the dumpster and just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, and I mean the Texans defense. We were talking about them. I said that, I didn't want to see the Pats go up against the Texans because they're scary. And then something occurred to me as the Patriots were playing the Texans. Mike Vrabel would have played against them twice a year when he was in Tennessee.
So he had their number.
So he knew how that team operated.
Yeah. And
they protected Drake May. They actually had an answer for that scary front four that we've been talking about for 7-8 weeks now.
With kind of a patchwork offensive line too.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, it's the team that's going to win is the team that can dig the deepest, has the most depth in the roster, and has the healthiest team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the Texans, they lost Nico, and they lost someone else during the game that I can't. It was just a,
I think it was their safety.
Yeah, flash in the pan kind of situation. But when your key guys, your number ones, are going out, then there is a problem there. But we also have to look at the situation where we were talking about the Texans defense. Well, Patriots looked like the scarier defense.
They did, and I was the Texans defense. That front four was getting pressure, but the secondary wasn't holding up their end of the bargain. And the Patriots were able to effectively run on the Texans, which I was not expecting. So,
yeah, we had a game, and I mean, even when the Patriots are winning 28-16, I was still scared.
Yeah, absolutely. And 28-16 was the final. That was in regulation. That brings us to our Sunday night game. The Rams flying into Chicago to play in near sub-zero weather. That went into overtime. Unfortunately, the Rams went ahead and pulled that one out. But I think Caleb Williams made a pass in the fourth quarter to tie the game up that might go down in the annals of NFL history as one of the greatest passes ever.
So, rewinding the tape on this, first of all, I didn't see a super huge defensive battle.
Nope, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
The score was 10-10 for most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there was any points scored in the third quarter at all.
None.
The Rams come and they get a touchdown with 5-6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Right, it was like 5:42 or something like that, right?
Yeah. The Bears, the pressure's on them. The possession changes hands twice before the Bears take their final shot.
Yes, a couple of 3-and-outs by both teams, yeah.
Yeah, and Caleb is in his this is the play that has to make it. This is fourth down, and we have no more time to do this. They drop a play, and the Rams had it sniffed out, and there must have been like 5 defensive players chasing Caleb backwards down the field. He does a pirouette Superman jump.
Caleb actually turned his back to the defense and ran away from them. It wasn't backpedaling. He was full on running.
Yeah, and then throws a bomb into the end zone. But he ran 20 yards the other way.
Right.
And
it goes down.
And for some reason, it goes down as like a 14-yard touchdown pass.
That's where they're on the 14-yard line, but the ball was in the air for 52 yards or 51 yards or something like that. Yeah.
And it was a beauty pass. And Cole Kmet finally actually is on the field, and because they've put all their faith in Loveland. And I mean, Kmet is a wonderful TE, and
Loveland had a bad game. He only caught one.
But Kmet's like the veteran. The guy's solid, and I guess because Loveland is a little bit quicker, they went with Loveland.
Yeah. Well, and if you go back and look at that, Kmet, he boxes out the defensive player to get open because that guy was covering him pretty well. And Kmet really wasn't supposed to be in the play. He was kind of a decoy, but everybody else was covered really well by the Rams. So Caleb just saw Kmet in the corner one-on-one. He was the only guy that wasn't one-on-one. Everybody else was, covered, and they had a safety in the neighborhood. And then Kmet boxes the guy out, takes 2 steps towards the corner of the end zone, and catches just a beautiful pass, man.
And of course, it gets tied at 17. We go into the final frame, which is an actual quarter because playoff rules change. It's not the 10 minutes; it's 15 minutes and 3 timeouts.
Right. It's basically a brand new ball game.
Yep, brand new ball game. So, Rams squeaked this one out with a field goal, and we talk about the Devontae Adams catch. That's not a catch, but it's a catch because we talked about it earlier. But he actually had possession of the ball on both feet, and then his knee was down before the ball came out. It wasn't a surviving the ground situation like we had in Broncos-Bills.
And there was the very last pass that Caleb threw in overtime. Chase Daniels breaks it down really well. It was intended for DJ Moore, intercepted. Rams go ahead and kick the field goal. DJ Moore had spent 5 minutes in the blue medical tent right up until that play. DJ Moore, the rumor in the NFL around the league is he takes plays off once in a while. So was he hurt? Was it miscommunication, or did he take a play off? Because you could tell he wasn't even looking for the ball until it was in.
Yeah, he looked like he gave up on the play.
Yeah, but
he looked like he wasn't getting it.
But again, was that miscommunication? You don't know.
We don't know
because he didn't talk to anybody afterwards. But he was supposed to be at one place. The ball was delivered at that place, and he wasn't there, and the defender was.
And he jumped the route to the defender. So like, I don't know if he was in that play, if it wouldn't have been contested anyway.
Right.
So final in this one's 2017 Rams advance, but I would like to say that what a fantastic season by the Bears, just keeping us on the edge of our seats. I must have went through so many adult diapers watching the Bears this year.
Oh well,
they
had
a fantastic season. I think the universe has said that you're not ready yet, and I think that's they expected to not even make it through the first round.
Right. No,
because everybody's like, oh, they're not ready. To make it this far with a new head coach, fantastic.
Nope.
Just fantastic season, and they can look at where they've gone wrong this year, and hopefully they can fix it in the offseason with some new personnel or whatever they have to do.
Right. It's just a couple of pieces here and there, and a little better coaching, and not better coaching. Ben Johnson's doing a great job, but positional coaching maybe, and I think they'll be better off.
Yeah, some positional coaching, doesn't hurt anybody. So
that brings us to next week's games.
All right. Well, first things first. Let's look at our stats.
Okay.
So you and I both picked the Bears last week. We both picked the Patriots. We both picked the Seahawks. And I picked the Broncos. You picked the Bills. This is my first week where I was like 75%. Needless to say, I will not be breaking 500 this year, gang. Terry, you're sitting at 45 and 33, and I am sitting at 36 and 42.
And if you remember when we were picking, I said I expect the Broncos to win, but I'm picking with my heart, and I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah, I was picking with my heart, and I picked the Bears, but that was a better game than I expected.
So that brings us to this weekend's coming game. They're both on Sunday. We're done with the Saturday games. And while I'm talking about this, the Super Bowl should be on a Saturday because nothing gets done the following Monday.
It's a tough one too, man. Like, so this week we have the conference championships. So we only have two games. They're both on Sunday, 3:30, 3 o'clock-ish, your time.
2 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock your time, and 4:30.
6:30. Or is it
5:30 and 6:30, right.
Yeah, okay. So we have 4 teams left, and whoever wins this week moves on to the Super Bowl. They have a week off. There's a bye week in there for, everybody before the Super Bowl. So technically, we only have 3 games left in this season for us.
Right.
So first one up is your early window game, your 3 o'clock game. Patriots go to Denver. Denver will be playing Jared Stidham as a backup QB who was drafted by New England.
His first start in over a year and a half.
768 days since he last started a football game.
Yeah. So Damon's like, don't worry, Peyton will have him ready. I don't think you can have somebody with that much rust on him that ready. I think it's going to be Patriots.
His overall stats are 1-4 in total starts, and he's never played a playoff game.
Yeah, and his nerves are going to be at him. And as good as the Broncos defense is, the Patriots showed last week they can play at a high level as well. And they're going to punk this kid. It's going to be Patriots.
Okay, you're taking the Patriots on this. I'm scared, obviously, because, I'm neurotic when it comes to my team, and I can't believe that we actually got this far.
Right, right. And now you're thinking, what if this kid does beat him, and then we look like a bunch of schmucks?
What if it's a revenge game, right? Like, oh, you drafted me, Patriots, made me sit for 2 years. I got, like, minimal reps on the field, and you traded me away, and now I'm pissed, and this is my time to shine.
Right, yeah. It could happen.
I don't think they have that kind of depth, but I also do believe that the Broncos are a good team, and they're very well coached. Like, looking at the finer points of this game, I believe Broncos win in the special teams section. Defense-wise, I think they're pretty even.
It's a push on the defense, yeah. That's the way I'm seeing it. I'm
Without Bo Nix, I think the Patriots have the edge here. So I am going to take the Patriots, not just because they're my team, just because on paper it looks good.
It does.
But
It does.
Broncos advantage, they are in elevation. 5,280 feet above sea level. That will wear on both sides of the ball by the end of the game for the opponent. In that elevation.
Drake May is living in a hyperbaric chamber right now.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to see guys huffing on oxygen constantly through this game because the air is thinner. That also makes field goals a lot easier because the ball hangs a little longer.
It's not, the air is not as thick up there. Yeah, it's thinner air. So yeah.
I think that's their big advantage is home field and elevation. But we both take Pats on this one. Now we move on to 5:30, 6:30 game, the late window game.
Right, and that's the Los Angeles Rams flying all the way up the West Coast to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. The Seahawks defense last week looked amazing. Sam Darnold got that monkey off his back of not being able to win the big game. Which way you see this one going?
So, Seahawks lost their running back, Charbonnet.
They did.
He's out for the season. Rams still have Puka Nacua, and a really legit defense. This is a tough one for me. Just because Seahawks have the advantage here. I believe these guys both split the season.
I believe you're right. Yeah. It was 1-1.
But the Seahawks did end up taking away that number 1 seed from LA in the last time that they met.
That was later in the season, right?
So this is the rubber match.
The rubber match in the first game was earlier in the season, probably kind of before Seattle figured everything out and got their wheels rolling the right way.
Like next year, they should just put like the NFC West in the playoffs and just let them battle it out until the end, because that's what it seems like here. Like we had 49ers, now we got Rams, Seahawks.
Yeah. I wanted the Bears to win because they're my team, but the Bears would have broken up this NFC West domination for the division this year for sure.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to take the home team on this one. I just think they have the depth. Either way this goes, like if Patriots win, we've got a Patriots-Rams Super Bowl or a Patriots-Seahawks Super Bowl. We've seen that both before anyway.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know which team in my heart I want to win, you know? I wanted to see something different in the Super Bowl this year. Like, I really did.
Oh, you were looking for like the Jaguars and Panthers or something?
Something. I just wanted to break up the monotony. Like, well,
we kind of did. No Mahomes, no Kansas City.
I know, but over the last 15 years, I'm sure like the people at home, the people that don't have a Patriot or Chiefs bone in their body are sick of seeing either the Patriots or the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game for the last 15 years.
That's true.
Right?
That's fair.
So I would have liked to see, like, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm happy where we are, but because we're not supposed to be here. Like, I wasn't supposed to be here today. Going from like 4-13 to 14-3 is kind of crazy. Seahawks is my pick. I don't know, man. Either way, I think it's a battle in the Super Bowl. I think both these Rams and Seahawks teams are really good in their own aspects. Matthew Stafford on an MVP run. I don't know. Maybe we get some late flags if the Seahawks are winning for all you tinfoil hat people. I'll take Seahawks on this one. Which way do you want to go, buddy?
I'm going to go Seahawks as well. I just don't see the Rams. The Seahawks are healthy-ish. They lost their running back, but with that offensive line, a lot of running backs can perform at a high level. And
they also have JSN.
Yeah, and when you have the number 1 receiver in the league, but then again, Puka Nacua is right there with them, so it's going to be a good game. And I just think the Seahawks have just a little more in the tank than the Rams at this point in time.
Yeah, the Seahawks are rested. They looked like a completely different team. Like, they didn't look like they're playing a division rival on Sunday or Saturday.
No, they didn't. They looked like they were ready just to kick ass and move on.
They looked like they were playing Seattle high school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They didn't look like they were playing an NFL team.
Yeah, and the Niners, with the power station nearby, they're just going to give everybody a ferrite core at the door, and they're going to wrap that around their lower extremities, and it'll be good.
Yeah, got to start playing in bare feet. That's all. Do what Mac Hollins does.
They just need to be grounded. Can they run with a 6-foot copper cable behind them?
It's a new training device.
All right. I think that brings us to this section of the show.
Oh yeah.
Straight into your stomach. I pinched a nerve in my back. I've been miserable since Thursday, so Selena did the cooking. The video's out there. We just did tacos, and I saw what you did, pub food.
Yeah, we just did the whole little bit of this, little bit of that kind of thing going on. Chicken strips, pizza rolls, cheeseburger bites, taquitos, all that kind of shit, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mozzarella sticks, whatever, you name it. It was just like, it felt kind of like football-y, kind of like pre-game kind of food, and we just kind of munched on that for over a few hours, and every time somebody was hungry, we put on a different batch of something in, and it worked out really well.
You see Deb is showing off. She had the shrimp going.
I was just like, man, I'm not at that stage in my life. Like, life is busy right now. And I got to catch all these football games at once, I don't have red zone to rely on.
And then my niece Megan talked about some chicken or something. I'm sorry, I wasn't really reading it very well because I am in a lot of pain. So, do you have extra plans for the championship games before the Super Bowl, or?
I don't have any plans for the championship games. It's going to be a nice, easy Sunday. We're going to roll into, we've got some adjustments we've got to make at home here for, some life stuff that's changed. But, so we're just going to take it really easy on championship Sunday. Have no idea what we're doing for food yet. We haven't got that far. We just got past, divisional round. So,
Right.
So we'll figure that out during the week. And, I'm actually kind of curious of, like, now that, these coaching positions have become vacant and just coaches are starting to go places. Like, we've got,
Harbaugh going to the Giants.
Harbaugh went to the Giants, and Stefanski from the Browns went to Atlanta. I bet you they're both kicking themselves right now that Buffalo has a vacancy.
Yeah, right.
Right? Because who wouldn't want to get behind Josh Allen? I don't think it's a Josh Allen problem that they have in Buffalo.
I don't think it was the coaching problem either, though.
No, I don't. Who knows? They might just need a change of culture.
Well, that's what Tampa Bay did when they brought in Gruden. They just needed Dungy wasn't getting it done. Say goodbye to Dungy, bring in Gruden, and you make your first Super Bowl appearance. And sometimes you just need a different voice in the building to make things work.
Yeah, and I mean, McDermott did a fantastic job turning the culture around, but I think it's like you hit a wall sometimes, and ownership wants something realistic. You also got to keep in mind there's got to be some politics there. They got a new stadium next year.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of money involved.
Right. Yeah. Did you see one of the names already preliminary associated with the game or with the team with the coaching change?
No.
Brian Dable.
Get that in Buffalo?
That's where he came from as an offensive coordinator. Yes.
Well, my Patriots will take those 2 wins every year because I don't see that. There's so many talented coaches out there. I do see McDermott landing a job either in the AFC North or he's going to go to the Raiders. I think
he could step into the Ravens and do damage, man.
Right? Like, Pittsburgh needs a coach, the Browns need a coach, the Steelers or the Ravens need a coach, and the Raiders need a coach.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't be better for Tom Brady, partial owner of the Raiders, to pick up a guy that he's familiar with?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's going to be fun to watch the coaching carousel. A third of the league moved on from coaches this year, and that's a really high number. Usually it's like 5 or 6, but it was 10 of them.
I don't know if we're done yet. Like, I don't.
I wouldn't be surprised if coaching does, or if teams don't do something next week, if they make more changes. Not at all. There's going to be
like
some coordinators moved on for a lot of reasons, whether it was bad performance or just picking up and, you're an offensive coordinator here, but you're head coach there type of thing. So
the AFC East has the longest head coach of since right now is Mike Vrabel,
and he's the first-year head coach there,
and he's been there a year.
Yeah, it's
and
wild.
that's the longest tenured coach right now in the AFC.
It's crazy.
But the AFC North needs a lot of help. There's 3 teams that coach there right now. Somebody's has to go to pick up the Cardinals job. I don't think you're going to get a proven head coach there. I think it's going to be an OC or a DC.
I agree.
That gets that job.
And it's going to take a special mindset from the coach to step into that position, because you're going into the NFC West, which we both know has just been a powerhouse. You're going to have to climb up a really tough ladder against 3 really tough teams. So
that's a 5-year commitment there.
It is. It is.
Like you have to wait for draft picks year over year, a couple good trades, that sort of thing. An owner that wants to spend money.
You got to cut Kyler Murray and his little step.
You have a quarterback issue.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, and that would be a wonderful place for Willis to land. To be honest,
it actually wouldn't surprise me, but I still think Willis is going to wind up in Vegas with Harbaugh.
Oh, Harbaugh ain't going to go to Vegas.
Or not Harbaugh. McDaniel. Harbaugh's in the Giants. Yeah.
I don't think McDaniel goes to Vegas. I think now that McDermott's available, I think he's the front runner for Vegas.
Now I see McDaniel going to Vegas and just punking showgirls on the strip when he's not coaching.
Oh, he's just going to Vegas.
He's just going to go to Vegas.
He's not going to be part of the organization.
Right,
he's just going to hang out.
Right.
Okay.
He's going to be up and down the strip. Up and down the strip, just punking strippers. Yeah, I'm Mike McDaniel's coach, head NFL coach. Do I get a discount?
That would make sense. That's a little more believable than him getting a coaching job. I think Mike McDaniels becomes an offensive coordinator again somewhere else.
Bratchard is really hoping he goes to Detroit, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
No, they got a guy today.
Yeah, they got the guy who was the offensive coordinator in Arizona.
Yeah, they got a guy.
But in 2024, that guy actually was top 5 offense. Arizona had top 5 offense 2024. 2025, they had some injury stuff and some coaching philosophy issues and lost some personnel to free agency. And, yeah, they fell apart quickly. But in 2024, that was a pretty good offense. All right.
Well, we'll talk more of this probably next week when we have less games to discuss and we get to pick our Super Bowl.
And there will be more coaching moves to talk about next week as well.
I'm sure.
So, Adam, where can the boys and girls find you at?
Well, they can find us on Facebook.com/straightoffthecouch on Facebook, or you can find us on Instagram now. Straight Off the Couch Podcast is on Instagram, so at Straight Off the Couch Podcast. You can also find me on Instagram or the X at Adam Off the Couch. How about you, Terry?
I forgot about the new Instagram Straight Off the Couch page. So yeah, boys and girls, go to Instagram to Straight Off the Couch page and follow that thing.
But you have to go to Straight Off the Couch Podcast, because apparently somebody else liked the name Straight Off the Couch, and it's about, it's life hacks or something.
It's probably 2 drunk women sipping on margaritas talking about...
I think there's a lot of that.
So you can find me at TREMUP. That's at TREMUP on the X and at Serum Up Terry on the gram. So for my broadcast partner, don't leave things unsaid. Check on those you love. Until next week, enjoy these last 2 games, boys and girls. We'll see ya.